Good morning, traders. This is Brad Matheny. This is a midday update to the Plan Your Trade video. Remember, this morning I highlighted the fact that we were looking at a close -1 gap trend day. Then we're looking at in trending mode, and we're looking at an inside breakaway tomorrow, then a breakaway, then a counter trend carryover. Today's move has been rather interesting. Now, remember, I'm going to go down here to a 30-minute chart. And I'm going to highlight the fact that, yesterday's closing price level, which we're going to mark here as, let's see, 26, 27. So we're going to mark right here, should be acting like a fairly solid resistance level. So come in here, draw straight across. This level should be acting as a very solid resistance level right now. And we are really moving into, you can see it actually. So we've had this peaking, this high, almost a double topping pattern, then this rotating high. We're moving into kind of a flagging formation across here and possibly across this area here. Maybe even you could say across this area here. So I'm going to come way out over here and try to explain this to you. If we are flagging in this upper channel, kind of like I'm drawing at this area here, then we are going to be looking at this resistance area, this area that I drew right here, trying to make it a brighter, darker color. That area right there is, you can see, already at the lower channel. So we are going to be struggling at this point to try to move higher. Now we've already come up, double topped, rolled back down here. We would have to, at this point, well, if we look at this, up, down, up, down. Yeah, what we would have to do then is we would have to consolidate into the end of today, not expecting too much, staying within this kind of a range here, consolidating into today, possibly moving a little bit below this level. I really do believe the SPY, even though it looks like it wants to reverse, it's running into real rejection right up in this area. That's 561.40. So we're running into rejection right up in this area, which puts us into a fairly solid downward trend here. I believe it's very likely that the market is going to pause and move back down into this area here, right here, before the close, 560.38 to say 560, and that's going to look like a breakdown. Not really going to be a breakdown, but it's going to look like a breakdown. And then what we're going to see tomorrow, we get that breakaway day. And I think tomorrow is going to probably be a move up, a gap up, possibly moving up this support, rolling downward, and then moving higher. Now, my expectations of a move higher on a breakaway day don't always have to happen just like I drew this. We could end up getting a little bit move higher here, rolling into consolidation before we roll into some upward trend. So remember, this area of consolidation may carry into tomorrow as well. Okay? So be aware, though, that the markets, the SPY, is struggling to get out of its own way right now. Okay, and I think that's going to be the way it's going to play out all day. If you think we're going to get a good trend, I doubt it. I really do doubt it. We aren't seeing a big breakaway. We're into consolidation. We're not going to get, in my opinion, a big reversal. In reality, folks, we're really looking at, this resistance area here being fairly clear, and this target area, this yesterday's close, which I'm highlighting right here, make that a bright red, is going to act as our real line in the sand. We're above this level, and you can almost see the fact that, from this area here, we come up, we come down. I mean, we really are flagging. It's almost very clear across this level. And I think what we're going to see is, if I am correct, we're going to see price move downward as a washout low in this area, move downward into this low, and then try to move higher as we come out of it. So I'm looking at this 560, 559 level as a low, which puts us right back over in this area. I think that's pretty much guaranteed at this point. Somewhere between today and early tomorrow, we could get a breakaway tomorrow. Remember, tomorrow's pattern is an inside breakaway. So an inside breakaway is we trade within today's range, not a big breakout. So here's today's range from here all the way up to about here and all the way back down. That's today's range. And if we were to look at this and say, hey, that's my range, that's where we're going to open tomorrow, my bet is we're going to open somewhere down in this area and then break away to the upside. So let's go over and take a look at gold real quick. Oh boy, okay, a little bit of flagging it looks like. Sideways consolidation. Let's take a look at it on a daily chart. Okay, get rid of some of these lines. Some of the lines I drew earlier. By the way, I increased the lookup capacity of the cycle pattern. So I should be able to map out quite a few more gold cycle patterns over the next week or so. Let me get rid of some of these lines in here. So again, what we're looking to do is I'm trying to expand out my technical offering for everyone. And you can see here, we're looking like we've got the rally, the pullback, the rally, the pullback. And now we're getting into that potential rally phase. As I mentioned to you, I think gold is going to struggle. I think gold is going to have a real issue with trying to move higher into this congestion period below the 2560 area. And I really do believe that gold is going to move into an area of very strong trending really as we get into this 29th, 30th, 31st area and the end of the week. So again, if you're patient with gold, I think you're going to be rewarded. And I think it's going to be a matter of this area coming into play for gold to really make a move. So you can see we are flagging upward. I would expect again that we are going to stay fairly tight in this area and try to move upward. So be aware, I think we're going to stay in this mode and try to move upward. And this is the area I think gold is going to try to make a move. I think it's going to trail into this area come Friday, maybe try to make a move or make a move early next week. So that's really the 3rd or the 4th of September. And I think that's where traders have to prepare for. Now, Bitcoin is down today and rolling downward. And try to get rid of some of these lines as well. So where we're at with this Bitcoin move, again, folks, is that Bitcoin operates, in my opinion, as a hedge instrument. And gold is down, Bitcoin is down. The Bitcoin has rallied, as you saw here, and pulling back. And what I believe we're going to be looking at, get rid of a lot of these lines down here. What I believe we're really going to be looking at here with Bitcoin is the reestablishment. I drew this line when I was highlighting where I thought Bitcoin would break out. Right at my beginning area, it did. But we're now holding above this support level. So I think Bitcoin is going to try to find support in this area, probably consolidate in this area over the next 2-3 days. So into Thursday, Friday, it's just going to probably consolidate, maybe roll a little higher, maybe back up into the 62,700 or so level. But this downward move, I would say Bitcoin's down 1.8%. This, I think, should be putting some pressure into the close into the actual U.S. market, the NASDAQ and the SPY. We'll see how it plays out. But I would think with Bitcoin moving downward here as a hedge instrument and gold moving downward, I would think that we would be also seeing the NASDAQ and the SPY consolidate downward as well. So the next phase here would be to see Bitcoin move back into this upper channel and attempt to flag. So you can see how we have seen this deep roll. We need to see it roll back into this upper channel flag. Now, this flagging could be much quicker. It could be very quick over the next week or so before it begins to rally. And remember, I think we're looking at a good, solid rally in the SPY and the NASDAQ as we move into early September. I believe that move will continue into about September 21st through 24th. And I think we're going to be rolling downward. So I do expect Bitcoin to move up as well. Okay, guys, let's just see what happens here. I'm going to go back to the SPY. We'll take a look at it from a, again, 10-minute basis. And remember, we're watching this area. This is really going to act as resistance. So it looks like the markets are a little higher right now. Not confident that this is going to last. Just want to give you a little heads up that I believe this could be a very, let's just put it here as a bull trap. You know, if we do not hold and we cannot get above these highs, then it's going to roll and it's going to roll downward, and it may have already reached its peak because we have this area here as real resistance. And this is going to become a very solid, make this bright red, going to become a very solid resistance area for price. So be aware that I think we're going to see it roll and consolidate into the end of the day. I don't see how this is going to do anything else right now other than because I'll tell you, because we opened lower. That's what really it boils down to. We opened below yesterday's close, and because of that, we should be, remember, attempting to defend this area and stay below it. That's ideally the nature of price. Anytime it gets above it up in this area, we're really in kind of no man's land up here. And I think that's going to present a real downside move potential into the close of trading today. So we'll see. Think of it as we could end up getting a short squeeze to the, or a long squeeze to the downside today, and it could become very evident over the next couple of hours. So we'll see. This is really kind of no man's land for this pattern today. And I would think that we're going to be moving downward just like I told you. Okay, that's it. Talk to you later.